Hey, hey, welcome back. All right, so Libras, I'm trying to decide carefully. We are headed into the Mercury retrograde, right, on Friday. And so I wanted to get into a retrograde message, but also preface this by saying, of course, Mercury, doesn't actually go in the reverse, but rather it laps us. It moves faster in its orbit than we do. So it appears to be going backwards from our vantage point, although it is not. And so just like hands on a clock pass by 12, for example, it will appear at some point like it's going in the reverse, but of course it is not. What it does denote is passage of time, and with passage of time comes maybe evolution or growth or something. So hopefully we come back around to looking at something with older and wiser eyes. That's the way I kind of prefer to look at Mercury retrograde, but Mercury does rule, communication and thoughts and stuff. So, and lots of times, we say, oh, there can be disruptions and, kind of like things can get a little bit wonky in communications and telecommunications and all that. But we start out with the Five of Cups. Okay, so we do have somebody who is lamenting something from the past, something that they still hold on to, something that they obviously keep in that little thought bubble that they have been dragging around with them. This is a real grief, a real sorrow. There could be a water sign who is pretty submerged in their thoughts of Libra. This is somebody who could still love Libra deeply. We do have this Queen of Cups. So again, doubling down on the water sign energy. This is somebody who we keep seeing feminine energy. This could just be someone who still wishes that they could give to Libra. This could be a masculine or a feminine. Right now it's coming across as a feminine, but that might just be the energy that they're in, right? The gravitational pull, like they're wishing to hear from Libra. Now here they have a crescent moon for a head. And of course, at the time that I am recording this, which is on the 13th, if you're on the the western side, I'm in Pacific time zone. We tonight at 11:55 p.m. here on the west, we will actually start celebrating that full moon in Virgo. And then the East Coast, it'll be 2:55 in the morning for them on the 14th. But where I'm at, it'll be on the 13th. And I only add that in because this kind of looks like, the lonely man on the moon kind of vibe. And we have the moon here as well. So although this is like a retrograde message, I just want to get started on these for Friday. We maybe merge a little bit of moony energy over here too. We got a Two of Swords. This is somebody who feels very stuck on Libra, very stuck. And what they show the world is not how they actually feel. We have a mannequin. It's kind of like this person's been sleepwalking. Like literally, they think about Libra a ton at night. And perhaps that is going to be amplified. But they've been acting like everything's fine and hiding all their true feelings. And they do continue to do so. This is they're not in a place where they want to convey that for whatever reason. They maybe feel safer hiding it. They think Libra doesn't want them. Ace of Wands is in the reverse. I have to hide it because Libra doesn't want me. If they do spy on Libra, they try to do it super incognito. They don't want Libra to even know. This is like, no, 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 no. The last thing I want is for them to recognize that, notice that. I don't want that. I don't want them to know that about me. Knight of Wands upright. Okay. Libra doesn't want me, but I want them. This person might have acted like a player at some point in time. They may have put on a good show. I don't know that I see this person doing anything other than maybe crying over Libra, sending out the vibes of, I wish you'd talk to me. I wish this is like they may spend all night. Maybe it's, the 13th to the 14th, that nighttime, or maybe the 14th to the 15th, but they may spend a night really deep in thought about Libra. And the thing that I think hits really hard is the fact that they say Libra doesn't want me. Libra's not spying on me. I know that they're not. I've checked. I maybe wish that they were. I feel this is so weird, but I feel I would not normally read this card this way, but because we're peering through, a keyhole, right? I'm thinking that they have checked a multitude of times their social media to see, like, is there any, like, how many people have viewed this or watched that, or, who could it be? And I feel like they have a pretty strong confirmation in this sneaky way that they've found out Libra has not been spying on them, has not been keeping tabs on them. And to them, they take it as Libra doesn't want me then, which is still kind of a very, I'm going to have to say, an immature way to like determine, oh, okay, so they don't want me because they haven't been spying on me, but I've been sneaking around trying to hope that they've been spying on me. There's these little sneaky little, peekaboos and trying to watch and trying to pay attention kind of thing, instead of just like direct communication. But they were hoping Libra had paid attention to them. Maybe they had even done something to make themselves seem very alluring. Maybe they had, so sorry, I know this sounds so cheesy perhaps, but if they intentionally like wore something, dressed up in a way, hoping that Libra would notice them, maybe they're like, Libra loves me in silver, I'm going to post a picture of myself looking amazing in silver, and I hope that they notice me. I hope that they see me doing something fabulous. Maybe they did something that they thought Libra would like be impressed by them for. It just feels like the things that this person has been doing have been with the intention of, I hope Libra notices. And I shouldn't say it's cheesy, because probably everybody to a certain extent, like that's such an old gag in like any sitcom, it's like, your crush, you ask your best friend, did my crush see me do that? Did they see me, like whatever, like spike the volleyball back? Like you want to impress your crush. You want to look good. But I feel like the only reason I'm saying it's a little bit like maybe cheesy is because Libra hasn't been chasing them around, but in their head, they're like, I hope that Libra's paying attention to me. I hope. And Libra hasn't been in this one. Creatrix, that is the energy of, it should be the Magician. They've really tried hard to manifest. And I almost think that this person was like, maybe if I do some of the things that would attract Libra, maybe if I dress the right way, maybe if I do something. The thing is, this feels like it's insincere. And maybe that's why I keep wanting to use the word cheesy. It wouldn't be insincere if it was authentically them and they were thinking of Libra and they wanted to impress Libra and, present Libra with something and be like, I've been working on me. This is the new updated 2.0 version of me. But that's not really the way I see it, because this almost feels like it's all just for show. Like this is the person who takes a picture of themselves in front of a fancy car, but it's not even their car, but it's like, oh, Libra would be impressed, thinking that I have this kind of money. But they've been trying to manifest with everything they've got. What would it take visually, only visually, that's why I feel like it's superficial, to try to get Libra to pay attention. Maybe they just told themselves that Libra was paying attention to them. It just does not look like Libra has been. And deep down, they are pretending like all this is okay, but I think they spend a lot of sleepless nights. And around the time of this particular Mercury retrograde, it's really coming in heavy. We got the 7 of Cups. It is sideways. That 7 of Cups is going to be the energy of confusion. 7 of Cups is, you notice all the different faces. I could imagine that. I feel like this person would wear a lot of different masks, a lot of different faces to try to get, like, okay, do you like me now? Do you like me this way? Maybe they tap dance around and try to get other people, anyone that they would like to pay attention to them. They morph. That would be tough, to be a person who doesn't just do what's right for you, but to try to tap dance to get other people attracted to you for certain things, which, to a certain extent, I think this is also one of the oldest, like comments in the book where, when we meet somebody that we like, we automatically start to merge into what they like, they influence our taste in music. They influence, somebody that hated sports all of a sudden wants to go to, sporting events and really gets into it. But it's like, well, I like it because I'm with you and you make it fun. And I think that can be super authentic. If we completely lose the stamp of our own personality, then no, I would argue, whoa, hold on. Don't start hating stuff that you actually like. Don't start pretending to love stuff that you actually hate. And we always are going to have to acquiesce to a certain extent just for the compatibility aspect in relationships. But there's like that line between losing ourselves and our identity, which is what I think this person does. I think they will change everything if that'll make somebody else happy. But it's so weird because this situation already didn't work out and they're still faking it like that's fine when all they want is for Libra to pay attention, and they're trying to get in Libra's head and imagine what would you be impressed by, but Libra's not even looking. And they don't know what to do to get Libra back, but with all of their, kind of like finagling and stuff, I don't think they've done the one thing that it might really take, which is to directly contact the Libra. So at this point, they're just very confused. Who do I need to be to get Libra attracted to me? Let me just ask this. Why is it that Libra's paying them no attention? What is that about? We have the High Priestess, and it is sideways. The High Priestess is it's the energy of, deep down, I think Libra knows a lot about what's gone on with this situation with this person. And bear in mind, this whole story could be flipped. Right now, we do have Virgo, we have Cancer, and we have Pisces. We have a Page of Swords, we have a King of Pentacles. It's almost like Libra says, I already know that they're spying, but if they had wanted to be with me at any point in time, why couldn't they have been my person? Why didn't they didn't make the effort? Spying on me is not the same as coming toward me openly and honestly and trying to be my person, offering me something real. Maybe this person needed to like leave. Maybe they needed to move out of where they were if they were going to be able to have a chance with Libra, and they didn't do it. Maybe this is somebody who needed to make significant life changes and I hate to say it this way, but like prove their loyalty to Libra by saying, I'm picking you, babe. I'm moving to be with you, or we're moving in together, or we're taking it to the next level. Libra is saying, spying on me is not you coming toward me. And if now you would only just now think about doing that, it almost feels like it's like too late. Yeah, I know. Now you dump wherever you were and come my way with nothing but your shoebox full of stuff. But where were you with your dedication to me before? See, the Nine of Wands says, I think Libra with the scythe here kind of cut through the mystere of all of this. Let me ask, Libra, did this person not actually commit when they should have then? Is that what's at the core of this? Nine of Swords sideways. There was something about, I'm going to say yes to that. They were secretive. They were afraid Libra would find out certain things. You notice how the book is closed. They didn't really want to open their book of life or let Libra in too close. I really feel like they kept some secrets here, and they would have now, maybe they would like to come toward Libra, but I'm feeling like in the past, maybe this person had a secret. That box was shut. This is a wounded warrior. This is the fear of Libra finding something out. And Libra was like, I intuitively knew that they were keeping a secret from me, something they were ashamed of, something that prevented them from, maybe they said that they'd move with Libra, but only kind of like bring a little bit of their stuff and then still live someplace else too. Or, because of work, I can't really be with you all the time. It was something about like the spying, the secretiveness, the gathering information, the stress. It was all of this just feels so messy. And I don't know how to put my finger on it other than this person comes across like sketchy. And if that's what the whole situation was, and Libra got to the point where it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get what's going on with them. Two of Wands, but it definitely made Libra like kind of full stop, right? This is not even, I'm standing at a crossroads, not knowing which way to go. This is like the one direction I know I can't go is toward them because I don't get what's going on with them. My spidey senses tell me there's a bunch that I don't know about. There's a reluctance in them to just move toward me. This person does hide a lot, but crazily enough, we've already seen that they're a person who tries too much to acquiesce to others and morph and change and, become like somebody else. And maybe that's where the core of this problem really is. Maybe it's not so much they were hiding things as it is Libra couldn't get a read on who they were because they haven't really displayed who they were, not even to themselves. So this is coming up around the time of this. This is more just like thoughts coming around and being, like hyper focused on during this retrograde, because we have an incomplete symphony. We've got the 10 of Swords and it is sideways. It's like it's a painful ending that had no heroics, no final goodbyes. Nobody walked away a winner from this. This feels like a balloon that just withered and deflated, but it's still bouncing around on the ground. It can't float, um, but it's also doesn't much look like a balloon anymore. It's a sad little floppy thing on the ground, and it's not doing any of the things that a balloon should do. It's not very buoyant. It's not floating about. Um, it doesn't look very jolly. This should be, a Viking's heroic last battle where the Valkyrie come down and scoop up the Viking at the end of the battle and say, "You've done so well. We take you now into the halls of Freya for, mead and celebration, and, you know, you go onward to Ragnarok and fight with the gods." We didn't have a heroic ending. We didn't even have an alleviation of the stress or the confusion or the hurt around this. So that's why it's coming back up. Although, again, if we assume that our characters are a little older, a little wiser now, when they come back around, okay, this is great. They're able to readdress this without guilting, shaming, stressing. So a lot of the pressure has been alleviated, and now we're just dealing with the raw facts. We never said goodbye, did we? I'm not mad at them anymore. There's a lot of alleviation of, like overwhelming emotion, which is terrific. This is a form of closure, if nothing else, but we have the World card. Okay, so tens are cycles completing. We can see that we don't have a cycle completed, but on one hand, with the emotional component, there are a lot of pressures that are being dropped. But finally, we're getting a chance during this Mercury retrograde to gain some wisdom about this and start a new chapter. Now, I'm not saying it means it's a new chapter for them together, but is it possible that these two could finally have a conversation, like a sit down and communicate as adults about truth? Absolutely. They could finally, like, really, the sword of truth is here. And this is Sophia. She's Greek for wisdom. But they could finally have like a really sincere conversation that maybe really needs to happen. Six of Cups sideways. These two had a bond. And at this point in time, again, I'm not saying that this is going to be resurrected and now their soulmates are going to be happily ever after. But it almost seems like a crying shame that if these two ever loved, and if these two had, there's enough of like sifting through the emotions to be able to say, listen, I knew something was off with them. I knew they had some really stressful thing. I always felt like they were hiding something, but I never really did know what it was. We could have that dialogue now, and I'm not mad and I'm not upset and I'm not deeply disappointed. Now we could finally talk about stuff. Like, I wonder what that was all about, because I never got the full story. We have the Hanged Man, we have the King of Wands. Definitely, this would be the time. If ever there were a time, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if ever there were a time, this is the time to broach the conversation, to see things from the other perspective. And if there were ever a time where these two might be able to discuss everything and get on board and understand each other better and maybe have a second chance, now is the time. The only secret it looks like he had was that he was self-sacrificing for other people, self-sacrificing his own happiness, his own, ability to fully commit to Libra, because of the family, because of the extended family, because of family responsibilities. If this was long distance, like, I can't move because what would my Nana do, who's used to me taking her, to like her hair appointment every Tuesday, or, and he didn't want to say that, because then it's like he's picking Nana over Libra. But it feels like it was a self-sacrificial thing that was at the core of some of these things that he kept secret and hidden. These two could really communicate, and wherever they go from here, who knows? I mean, maybe it's a do-over for them. But is there going to be communication, or is it just that now is a possibility? We have the Devil in the reverse. If all of that toxic energy can really be dropped and fear can be dropped, then yes, communication. It would probably be whomever is in the divine masculine energy that would be doing the reaching out. Maybe it's going to be Libra, though. Who divine masculine doesn't mean male. It just means the person who's going to take action to clear the air. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.